our goal here is to find the length of the x. I'm doing number 40 here, and we have this funky looking piece of land here, which has two right triangles in it. And we want to find, well, if it'll stay on the screen, we want to find, it really doesn't want to stay on the screen, this x right here. And so we know this smaller angle is 30 degrees 50 minutes, and this larger one is 52 degrees 20 minutes, and we know this long side over here is 198.4 meters. So the first thing we should do is, looking at this, we should be able to look and go, hey, I can figure out that second angle. That seems like a good thing to do. So I'm going to get out my calculator, and I'm going to figure out that second one. I'm first going to put myself, since I'm in degrees, I want to switch, make sure I'm in degrees. So then I'm going to do 50, I'm going to do second apps, degrees, 20 minutes, minus my 30 degrees, 50 minutes. Okay, and so I could leave it like this. I could also, if I decided to, I could convert this in my head, but if I didn't want to, I could convert it back to DMS. So I have 21 degrees 30 minutes is my smaller angle. Now to get to x, right now I don't know any of the sides of this bottom triangle, but they share in common this hypotenuse here. So my goal is to figure that out, then I can turn around and figure x out, since I have an angle in both. Since I want to figure out the hypotenuse, that means I want to use either cosine or sine. And in this case, I know the adjacent as well, so I want to use cosine. So in this case, I'm going to have the cosine. I want to be able to, so the cosine of 30 degrees 50 minutes, and this is adjacent, so 198.4 divided by my hypotenuse, and I'm going to call this h since we already have an x. Now what I want to do is I want to solve for this. So rearranging this a little bit, I have h times the cosine of 30 degrees 50 minutes equals 198.4, which means finally that this is going to be h is going to be 198.4 divided by the cosine of 30 degrees 50 minutes. Okay, so this is what I want to put into my calculator. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do this in this order. I'm going to do the cosine of, let's see here, I don't want to put this in first. I want to do cosine of 30 degrees 50 minutes, and then I'm going to take this answer, I'm going to do 198.4 divided by my second negative to get my answer, and I'm at 231.057. But I'm not going to write this down because my goal is that this is never going to leave my calculator. So now I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at my picture a little bit more. So I know this side now. I know this is about 231.1. Now my goal is to use this to find x. Well, I figured out what this was. This was our 21.5. So now, again, I've got the hypotenuse. I want to figure out the opposite, so this means sine now. So I'm going to set up a second equation, and I'm going to do the sine of, this is my 21 degrees 30 minutes, 21 degrees 30 minutes, and I could of course use 21.5 degrees, I could keep it in decimal degrees, equals x over, this is my 231 point, it was 0.057, but that's in my calculator. Do a little bit more, kind of so I can get this all, and you can do this in your head, you can write this out, 231.1, the sine of 21 degrees 30 minutes equals x. So now I'm going to get my calculator back out. This times the sine of 21 degrees, 30 minutes. And again, you're noticing that I didn't have to round because I'm keeping this all in here. And so there's my answer, 84.6827 going on. But I look at my answer, everything's rounded to a tenth, so I'm going to round this to a tenth, and my answer is going to be 84.7 meters, because I was in meters. So that's my final answer. So coming back here, this side x is 84.7 meters. So you can see this really is, what do I know? What can I figure out to get where I am? And sometimes you're going to often have to go through one measurement to get to the measurement you really want.